So I have one of my two babies with me today to illustrate a really important point. In my practice and with my clients, I often see that a common denominator amongst those who struggle with chronic survival mode, being stuck in dysregulation, chronic illness, chronic pain, is that they have suppressed anger, more specifically, suppressed healthy aggression from childhood and our developmental years. Now, why is this important? So in our first months of life is when we all start to experience something that we call power. And this is our healthy aggression. Babies start to explore with their limbs, as you see Shaya's feet right now, and her pulling my hair. They start to explore with their hands, their limbs, their feet, and they pull, they kick, they scratch. This is their way of learning that their muscles, their body has powerful impulses, and this is part of our fight response. Now, healthy aggression is important all throughout life because it's this healthy aggression, this power that allows us to set boundaries, to advocate for ourselves, to get what we need. And it's also important to note that this healthy aggression and this power, it starts to form within our impulses, within our body and nervous system in our pre-verbal years before we can even think or talk. These are the impulses that become hardwired into our subconscious and that are then carried on into our adult lives. Now, what I also want to mention is that when we suppress anger, we are suppressing the coinciding, mobilizing hormones of adrenaline and cortisol that come with our natural fight response. And so when we suppress the expression of anger, we are creating a chronic hormonal environment of toxic stress within our body and within our physiology. So let's say, for instance, that as Shaya starts to come into her power and she's scratching me, she's kicking me as we're nursing, or she's getting bottles, and I, as the caregiver, don't have the capacity or the regulation within my nervous system to be with that power and that charge, then I might get upset. I might scream at her, I might shriek, I might put her down or walk away. And this creates in this baby's subconscious mind that it's not okay to show or express our power or our anger. So instead of meeting the anger with dysregulation, what I often do is I will redirect that power and all of that mobilizing sympathetic fight or flight with play. Play is a blended state of your sympathetic response where you have adrenaline and cortisol to play, but you're also grounded in your rest and digest state, your ventral state. So what I'll often do, but I don't have two hands here, is instead I will push her hands or I will pull her limbs. I will get her to play with me in her power. And by matching and attuning to where her state is at, that means that she feels in her body and her system met, attached, and attuned with. And she's able to express, expel, or what we call discharge all of those survival hormones. And what I often find is that she then calms down shortly after. Now, in closing, I just want to share that science provides that the suppression of anger has devastating impacts. It leads to chronic conditions, chronic disease, chronic mental, physical, and emotional illness. And so healthy aggression and the expression of it from a very young age is vital to our overall wellness, our health, and our restoration.